Hello everybody and welcome back to another review here on the Jurassic Park Podcast YouTube channel. I am Brad Jost, the host of the Jurassic Park Podcast, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SAVAGE STRIKE STYRACOSAURUS. Man, you know what? I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over and over by saying, hey, this is one of those items that I was really looking forward to. As soon as I saw it online, I was like, I need that thing. Because this happens to me all the time when I see these images from Mattel, whether it was leaked out early or one of their concept images. I am just like blown away by how good these things look. And the Styracosaurus for me is one of those very cool dinosaurs that I've kind of always loved. And I've always wanted to see it brought to life here, and it's come true here, right here for Jurassic World. So I believe you guys saw the video when I picked this thing up. I got this one in the stores at a Walmart, had all kinds of Dino Rival stuff, and you know, I saw it on the shelf, and I'm like, that color scheme is really cool. I'm certainly digging it. One thing I will say is the size of it, it feels a little undersized for me. Now, I know the Styracosaurus is certainly a smaller dinosaur, not necessarily the size of the Triceratops or a Stegosaurus or something like that. You know, it is kind of human height, but I don't know, this just feels maybe just a tad undersized, and maybe it also depends on the media's interpretation of this dinosaur. Typically, you see a Styracosaurus being a much bigger beast, so I kind of have that in my head too, so I think it's kind of a half and half deal, where maybe it should have been just a tad bigger, and maybe I'm oversizing it in my head. I think it should be a little bit bigger than it actually is. So for me, while it does look really, really cool, the size just kind of bugs me a little bit. Whether it's accurate or not, it still just kind of bugs me. I don't know why. I just wanted something a little bit bigger. And I think that's the case with a lot of the herbivores have been really strangely sized, I think. So that might be a little complaint from my end, because the Triceratops is undersized. Even maybe the Stegosaurus, while it is quite big, it might be a little undersized, and even especially the Pachyrhinosaurus, the Sinoceratops mix up there, that thing is certainly undersized. So taking a look at the box here, skipping around, I know, but we have the Dino Rivals logo, of course, with the T-Rex, Triceratops, and Owen. Hey Owen, what's up? You're looking very confused and bewildered. Like, why am I here? I don't know what I'm doing here. Am I gonna fight? Am I fighting a dino? I don't know. But this is a SAVAGE STRIKE Styracosaurus for 4+. Over here you have the Jurassic World logo and an image here indicating what exactly this SAVAGE STRIKE does, which is you hit the tail and the head moves. I like it. It's very simple, very like a throwback to the old days, I feel like, and it actually has some nice weight to it, so it's not very like wobbly or anything like that. In the back here, you have this very cool Dino Rivals image here with the metal scratched up there with the honeycomb on the bottom. On this side, we have the Dino Rivals logo. And on this side, of course, the Jurassic World logo. Alright, so on the back, we have this awesome image of the ramming head motion. I think that's fantastic. You can definitely see there's like a little blur motion kind of going on there, indicating that when you press that tail, that head moves. You also have the collector card right here, which is cool. I love these collector cards. Some of the art is hit or miss. I'm interested to see what this one looks like. But this does not look like a great one to take in the battle, I'll say that. And over here we have Stiggy, we have Blue, and we have the Monolophosaurus. All three of those items are SAVAGE STRIKE, so they do have like one little motion in there. Stiggy and Blue are basically, I guess, kind of like repacks of what we've already seen here, and the Monolophosaurus did come out with the T-Rex earlier, but it has this amazing paint job. And of course, don't forget to use the Jurassic World Facts app to scan the foot of this dinosaur to add it to your collection. But enough of all that, why don't we dive right in, unbox this thing, and take a look at it. Alright, so there she is out of the box. That was very simple to take out. Man, this thing looks real good. So to take a look at the coloring first, of course we have this, you know, I don't even know what you would consider this. Maybe like a greenish, grayish color down here. I guess it would be green, you know, from the base. The nails are not colored on this, but it floats right up here into this like darker purple maroon color in there, and then you have like this brown on the back, brownish tan, and it also is in here with that maroon as well, and of course the white for all the horns and the beak as well. The eyes are nicely painted in there with yellow and a little bit of black for the pupil, and the other side actually has a nice little whitish gray in there as well. I'm really digging that color scheme. I think it looks really cool. It stands out amongst the other dinosaurs that I have, some of which have some of these colors, but not this particular matchup. You know, my herbivore collection has been lacking, so I am very glad to add this to that collection. Like I said, I do wish it was a little bit bigger. We'll certainly compare it to some of the other ones a little bit later on, but I love the sculpt of this thing. I think it looks really good. For the small size that it is, you know, here's the size of my hand, so it's obviously like kind of fits in the palm of my hand here, but for the small size that it is, the sculpt of it is really, really detailed, especially on the skin here. Of course, you see all the individual markings on the skin, and you have these raised up parts of the skin up here on the back, down the spine. And the amount of horns on here is spectacular. I'm loving it. It really represents the Styracosaurus. You have them down here, all the way around the frill, in the front of the frill, on the nose itself, and then the beak is very good looking as well. So there is a little bit of paint splatter, I guess you could say, with the white along the head. So, I mean, not a big issue, but I have found that with a lot of the Mattel stuff, is there is quite a bit of like splatter here and there from the different colors that certainly shouldn't be where they are. I would not say that it is enough to have me really complain about it or anything. It's just one of those things that I'm always like, is that a scratch or what is that? Oh no, it's just kind of overspray. I mean, this thing looks so good. I am just absolutely loving the detail, especially on the head of this thing. Whether it's all these cavities in here, the nose is sculpted out, all the bumps and indications on the skin. It's really cool. Everything protruding out above the eyes, and certainly in here. The frill itself looks very detailed. I love it. I think it looks really, really good. And it looks very natural. The paint job is quite... it's not shiny, it's dulled off in there, so it actually gives it a very natural look, and I think the blending works very well. Some of the other dinosaurs, and you might even see it here, you know how it's very distinct where the lines end and begin, but up here it's very blended well, I think. Now, one thing I have been noticing a little bit more and more is the fact that a lot of these pieces don't necessarily connect all the way, so you can see there's quite a bit of gap in there between those like spines on the back, making that plastic piece kind of separate. So I don't know what's going on, why these pieces are kind of like this, but I've seen it on a few of these newer items. So as far as the motion is concerned, the legs, of course, in the back move back and forth. Now the front legs also move in and out, and for some reason they have a hinge on them to do this. I don't know. Right now, I think it wasn't that guy from that dinosaur show, Dinosaurs, the boss, wasn't he like a Styracosaurus? I feel like he's very boss-like. He's like, hey, get back to work, guys, what are you doing? I don't know. I just don't know what he's like. Hey, hold up, I got a task for you guys to complete. Nobody move. So that's my interpretation of what this guy is doing. I don't really know. But he's basically just standing up and just waving his arms like, hold up, all right? So I don't know what the point of that is, so it's a very interesting call to put that, I think, on the arms itself. I don't really get it, because I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like this dinosaur is doing that. Do you? I mean, am I missing something? Is that, you know, a natural position for it to kind of wave its arms out? And, of course, you have the Savage Strike ability by just touching this tail downwards. You can see right there, it moves the head quite a bit. I like it. It's a great motion. Like I said before, it's a very classic motion and a very simple thing to battle with your other dinosaurs. I think it works out really well in the long run. Now you can tell from this direction, the head is kind of tilted a little bit towards the camera right here. So I think that's you know, certainly on purpose. And it's not due to the legs positioning or anything, but it is just kind of tilted that way. So it's kind of giving it a unique stance, I think. And you can definitely see that stance right there, how the head is tilted off to the left here. So I think that's really cool. I think it gives it a good vibe. So to me, it's kind of like charging into battle, and I feel like it's just going to hit its opponent on an angle. I like that. Looks good. Alright, so I just wanted to compare it to some other figures here. So here we have the Protoceratops, which is a very small dinosaur herbivore there, and you can tell it's nearly like the same size as this Styracosaurus, when it really should be, in my opinion, a little bit smaller than that. Now, I thought this was a decent size when you compared it to the humans, but I don't know. You know, now it's looking a little bit big, and this is certainly looking a little small to me. See, I really wish that the Styracosaurus was maybe a tad bigger, just to kind of differentiate it between these certain dinosaurs. Now, here we have it facing off against the Triceratops from the Dino Rivals line here. So, that, you know, first off, this thing, to me, is a little undersized. I think it should be a bit bigger, especially when you compare it to the old Kenner Triceratops, which is a monster, and who knows, maybe oversized. But that's the golden standard right there. And this is certainly a bit undersized in my mind. So comparing it to this, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this should be that size maybe, and that should be bigger. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's hard to say, but I think this still should be a little bit bigger. It's certainly not really a foe compared to this guy. But there you can see, there's the three of those figures all in a row there, starting from smallest to a little bit bigger and a bit bigger there. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this should definitely be bigger. And here we have Claire just kind of gently like going up to the thing and just being like, hey girl, what's going on? You okay? You're right? You need some medical attention? I don't know. And Claire here is almost bigger, like taller than the thing. So I would kind of expect maybe the frill to end like at the top of her head. Maybe you're not really seeing it on that angle, but well, you kind of can. Yeah, look at that difference there. She's certainly a lot taller. Maybe not taller than the Spikes himself up there, but she's probably lining up in here. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the back should be probably higher up towards her head. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I see it. And for a good measure here is the Triceratops in the back. You can tell. I wouldn't necessarily think she should be as, you know, it should be as big as this thing. It should definitely be about here, though. And here is a much bigger foe here. We have the Albertosaurus here, and I don't know if this Styracosaurus really stands a chance, even though, look, I mean, it dealt a blow over here. You know how it did it? It actually walked up, and I'll actually, let me just play the footage, hold on.
Hey, hold up, what are you doing? Why are you not at work? I told you you had to go get back to work. I'm sorry, boss, I meant to get the desk. No, you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
So that's how it happened, and you know, just in case this thing ever faces off against each other here in the future, you know that this little guy might stand a chance, who knows. But there we have it, that is the small but mighty Styracosaurus of the Savage Strike variety. So I think it looks beautiful, the sculpt, the paint job, everything about this thing really screams cool, and for some reason this thing has a joint that I just don't understand there on the arm itself. Of course, like I said, love the motion there. But again, I do wish the size was a little bit scaled up a bit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. What do you guys think? Do you think this thing is a good size? Is it undersized? Is it oversized? I don't know. You tell me. I really want to know, so let me know down in the comments below. Of course, go visit JurassicParkPodcast.com for all of our articles, our episodes, our videos, and anything else we have going on the website. We'd really love for you to check it out. And of course, here on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell when you want to receive all these videos on time. And of course, like this video. Make sure to like it, share it around, comment below, and tell all your friends about the Jurassic Park Podcast here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this video, and of course, enjoy.